Hi, and welcome to the School Health Educators Podcast, where we discuss health education and how to best teach health ed in the K 12 setting. Hello, and welcome to the School Health Educators Podcast. I'm your host, Lori Reichel. I'd like to share what to expect for February's episodes. Before I do that, I'd like to provide some reminders. One reminder is the mission behind both the School Health Educators podcast and the new School Health Educators website. The mission behind both of these items is to provide a positive forum for sharing best practices for K through 12 or pre-K through 12 health education teachers. The vision behind both is that all health educators deserve updated information on the best practices for teaching health education in the classroom setting, and all of us deserve a positive space which embraces all health educators and organizations supporting the wellness of children and youth. Now, for February, there are two episodes for the School Health Educators podcast. The first episode that's going to be released on February 5th is going to focus on advice from folks in the field. And it's actually advice from three mentors in my history, and I'm still connected with them. And those people are Doctors Gary English, Daryl Lang, and Dave Wiley. Now, a little side story about Gary English. I had the pleasure of meeting Gary when he was helping with the New York State Leadership Institute, and that was through New York State AFERD. That was many, many years ago. He was one of the people that helped put items together to understand what coordinated school health is about. Now we use the term WISC, which is whole school, whole community, whole child. And it was neat because Gary was doing this mock court scene. He was the judge. And I happened to represent nutritional services for that mock court scene. And I think he saw me. I stepped a little bit out of the box for my role. I dressed up as somebody that potentially was representing working in the cafeteria. And since then, we've just seemed to be connected, in which Gary and I are currently working on this project about explaining how you can currently do this activity if you're training future health educators, graduate students about coordinated school health / the WISC model. So that episode, again, February 5th, is going to be advice from mentors in the field. And one of my mentors is Gary English, and then there's Daryl Lang and Dave Wiley. The other episode is going to be released on February 19th, and that is with the fabulous Andy Milne, who is the person behind Slow Chat Health. And in this episode, we're talking about the dimensions of wellness / health. And it's really neat because he uses certain components for the dimensions of wellness. And I use similar, but then some different ways of explaining it. So it's really neat to hear two people's viewpoints about how we explain to young people that health is so much more than the physical aspect. It's so much more. It's the social, it's the mental, it's the emotional, etc. So again, those two episodes for the month of February will be February 5th and February 19th. By the way, you are welcome to also be on a future episode. One way you can do that is to actually record yourself on a mini episode. And we don't need to talk about that. You can just reach out to me and say you're working on it. And the questions I would like you to answer for a mini episode is, who are you? Why did you choose to teach health education? What is your best memory or part of teaching health education? And what is one recommendation you have for your peers in the health education field, particularly in the school setting? So that's a mini episode that you can do on your own. Yet you can also be a guest in which we can chat back and forth on an episode. And to do that, please email me, Lori, at schoolhealtheducators@gmail.com. and or complete the form through the provided link. I have the link in this episode's description. So it's a form. I need a little bit of your background as well as what you want to focus on for an episode, including some objectives. So to conclude, for the month of February, we have 2 episodes, and they will be released on February 5th and February 19th. And you are more than welcome to be a guest or to do a mini episode yourself. So thanks so much for listening in to this short episode today. Please remember to follow this podcast on your favorite podcast platform. And if you don't have it on your favorite podcast platform, please reach out to me so I can make sure it gets onto that platform. And you can email me at schoolhealtheducators@gmail.com. Also, check out the schoolhealtheducators.org website. More and more things are being added onto that. And I'm going to have an episode that goes over that website with one of the people that helped create it. That'll be coming up in March. And the last thing before I sign off is please remember that you make a difference. You matter. Thanks for doing what you do and stay well.